Always fun to talk to Herb Daniel. He is the head women's basketball coach at Appomattox. And hey, I guess to win, you got to get in. You guys are in. You're the 3 seed, which is a good thing because it gives you a home game in that first one. But it's a very tough Buffaloes team out of Floyd County.
Yes, sir. You're absolutely correct.
Now, when obviously Floyd County has got a lot of lineage. If a student back in the day, obviously Alan Cantrell and Floyd County was really good. But how do you focus on this is 2025 Floyd County, this is 2025 Appomattox. We're not worried about, history books.
Correct. Although you say we're not worried about history books, I still have a lot of respect for that team.
Sure.
I just talked to a friend of mine when I was at Gretna. They literally have knocked me out of the semifinals 5 times. So I have tons of respect. Obviously the name of the team and the team itself. So even though they are a 6th seed, they might be the hardest, maybe the hardest team on the road for this tournament.
And I will give you a compliment. I think you're a student of the game, a student of history, and obviously nothing is going to kind of sneak up on you per se. Has Appomattox snuck up on people this year, or how good do you think your girls are?
you know, as I told people at the beginning of the year, we're a very young team. I have 10 young ladies on the team. 9 of them are freshmen or sophomores. I have one senior who has done an excellent job for leadership for us. But our primary scoring is coming from our freshmen and our sophomores. We had some very big wins early in the year. I think I attribute that to, we were in pretty good shape. We beat Amherst early in the year. Later in the year, they beat us. We beat Buckingham early in the year. Later on, they beat us. So, we had a couple of really good wins to solidify ourselves as that team that's going to get after it every single play, every single game, every means every.
I remember coming to media day a year ago, and your girls said it's a different way of conditioning. Obviously, a lot of those girls aren't playing, but is your conditioning more of a military background, if that makes sense?
Yes, I will say that. I'm a very firm believer in great conditioning. I am very, very blessed. I'm 61, and I would get out and run with them as well.
Mhm.
So I always kind of, shame them a little bit. This old guy can get out there and do some of these things, and you should be able to. I didn't really have to do that a lot this year because they pushed each other.
Now, obviously, with all due respect, you're not a track team either. Where is the
Correct.
one spot where you guys have improved from day one till now in a basketball sense?
I think our guard play. We're shooting the ball a little better. The last couple of games we've done well with free throws. So I would say our guard play has probably been the biggest improvement because 90% of these kids were playing JV basketball last year. And the JV teams in the Dogwood are not strong. They were essentially blowing teams out by 30, 35 throughout the entire year last year. LCA got us pretty good last year as a JV, and we split one with Amherst. Other than that, I think we beat everyone by at least 20 or more. So when you come from that to now varsity,
Yep.
it's a complete different mindset, and you have to get them to realize that the things that they did then, they're not going to be allowed to do that. So the first few games, we had a lot of turnovers of things they were able to do they weren't able to do now. So now we're protecting the ball a little bit better. Not great, but a little bit better.
I always tell people, it's only 90 minutes, but that 90 minutes of start time is so big because
Yes.
it's so different to, I think, kids when they have that first game for varsity lights. And, all respect, it's not like the gym is packed, but still,
Correct.
it's a difference in playing the main event game.
It really is. It really is. And I would tell you one thing I love about coaching at Appomattox. We could get probably a half a gym, and it sounds like it's an arena.
Right.
I absolutely love that 6 man that we have at Appomattox.
How much have you been able to really prep for Floyd County?
None. Matter of fact, we were kind of seeing where we were going to be. We have our district meeting tomorrow, so I'll be up tonight to late hours looking for it. I say none, but essentially we've been honing and working on a lot of things that we were going to do regardless of who we played.
How much of it is you're mentioning in practice tomorrow, Floyd County, Floyd County, Floyd County? I don't want to say there is no other team, but I mean, we're not looking ahead to the 1 seed, the 2 seed, or anything else.
Correct. Matter of fact, I've already started. As I said, I'm on my way from Longwood watching a young lady play, and I've texted our team chat, and say, hey, young lady, hey guys, we're playing Floyd County. Go do your homework. So I'm expecting them to get out on the network, look at some of their games, pull up some of the stats, see who their top scorers are, and those type things.
Now, I told you I wasn't going to ask about any other team, but I kind of lied because Chatham is in your region. What
Yes.
did playing Chatham teach you girls? Teach your girls?
You know, man, I'm gonna tell you, Chatham this year, and I would give Lauren, Coach French, all the credit in the world. They are a little bit of a different monster this year. They have two young ladies who are clearly, in my opinion, the two best players in the district. So when you have one that's a big guard, and she plays kind of like a forward slash guard, but she can run the point as well. And then you have a legit post. So when you have that, and you have three very good guards. When you have that, that is tough to deal with. And I think every team in our district saw that. What I love about my kids, it kind of shocked them because they were excited. We went down there and they were, hey, coach, excited. We got it. And I'm like, guys, hey, look, I've seen this before with other teams. And, we looked up and it was about 20-3 with about 6 minutes, 6 minutes played on the clock. And at that point, they're like, okay, now we see what you're talking about. And the same thing, they just put so much pressure on the ball. And Jakai Jiggins, she's a senior. And Cindy Ward, she's a senior. She gets the ball and she's going downhill. When Jakai gets the ball, she's going straight downhill. Normally would outrun most of their players. But this is what I have to give the young lady a lot of credit for. She has increased her basketball IQ and she's increased her shooting ability. When they came to us, I think she might have had 4 3-pointers. That was not in her repertoire when they played last year.
Final question. Always appreciate your time. If I said you guys have to do one thing and the answer is not score more points than Floyd County, what's the one thing you guys have to do?
Protect the ball. Protect the ball. If we protect the ball, we're going to give ourselves a chance.
What does that mean, protect the ball to you?
Protect the ball is reduce your turnovers.
Mm-hmm.
Protect the ball means that you win the 50-50 balls. So, on defense, you're winning the 50-50. On offense, you're not turning the ball over. If you do those two things, you're going to give yourself, a better chance because you can give yourself more possessions. And I'm going to be honest with you. Earlier in the year, I think we jumped out to a 10-1 record. But what people don't know, we were averaging 25 turnovers a game and still was 10-1.
Right.
A lot of that was because of the defensive pressure. And I attribute that to the shape that the young ladies were in and them buying into what we want to do. So, yes, if we protect the ball, that's going to give us a good chance.
Coach, appreciate your time. Best of luck.
Hey, thank you, sir. I appreciate talking to you.